Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Mickey Sightings. I'm Sean. It's so good to be with you today and to share a little bit of Disney good news. It seems like for the last several months, it's been like a daily dose of Disney Dismal Digest. I don't know. It's just been dismal news everywhere, but thank goodness yesterday during the International Association of Amusement Parks and Attractions Expo in Orlando, we were able to get some good news that are coming out of everything, as far as the world of Walt is concerned, also Universal and other amusement parks across the country. But particularly want to focus today on what's going to be going on and what is going on and updates that we've received there at that expo as it relates to Walt Disney World. And the biggest news of all, and probably the best news of all, is that according to Josh D'Amaro, Disney parks are bringing back the recently canceled shows and entertainment. If you remember, they furloughed 720 of those that are the live performers there at Walt Disney World and closed down many of the really, my opinion, the best show on Disney property is Festival of the Lion King, and the closed Festival of the Lion King and Beauty and the Beast live on stage, Indiana Jones, Epic Stunt Spectacular, Finding Nemo the musical, all of those, and many, many more throughout the parks at Walt Disney World were furloughed, and then they were just let go. Their employment was terminated. But they are, according to Josh D'Amaro, who is, of course, the chairman of Disney Parks Experiences and Products, said that Disney is planning on bringing back entertainment that was canceled indefinitely. So that is really, really good news that many of the shows that we enjoy are going to be coming back. Hey, Greg, good to see you today. And a lot of the shows, I know Greg and I, speaking of Greg being in the chat, we have talked about this many times before. So, Greg, you want to join in the conversation today? I can bring you in if you'd like to join in. So we'll see. We can get that link sent out. I don't know. I'm having issues on my end trying to get YouTube to send me the link. But so that is the biggest really good news headline, is that we're going to be seeing those come back. Now, he did not give a timeline, but we know that many of them will be coming back. There will probably be some that he says, sure, yeah, I know it. I'm trying to, if I could get that link sent to you. Let me see if I can get in here and get the link going. Nope. Is not letting me do it. Let's see if we can get this. Let me see. Get Mr. Greg in here with us, and we'll get going. So hold on just a second, guys. That is frustrating. I'm trying to get the link, but it will not let me send it. So let me try this one more. All right. I think Greg has it now. He can jump into the discussion. We'll see if we've got a few more people coming in. I know this is kind of a strange time of day, but we'll get a little discussion on the good news that is happening at Walt Disney World. Let's see if we get Greg here in just a minute. And there he is, the man, the myth, the legend.
Right in the flesh. How you?
It worked.
Yes, it did.
Well, right now it's me and you, my brother.
Pretty much.
So what do you think? What do you think about this news that we're getting out of the iApp from yesterday? What do you think? I know you sent me a lot of the Twitter feeds that were coming out, and what do you think about some of these things?
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, it's about time we get some good news.
I know. I was beginning to get into the daily the daily dose of Disney Dismal Digest. I mean, it was like it's like land. After a while, it's like we needed some good news, and finally, we've got a little bit of good news coming in from Josh about the.
I think about the entertainment coming back. That was probably the best news to hear.
Yeah, I agree. I think that was great news. I think it at least gave people out there a little bit of hope that something kind of normal was going to be coming back. I wish they had just kept them on, paid their insurance, kept them on furlough.
Yeah, I agree.
Paid their insurance instead of just cutting them off. But if anyway, wishes was as the old saying says, if wishes were horses, beggars would ride. So anyway, but
did you get a chance to watch the fireworks last night?
I did.
They looked amazing, didn't they?
Yeah, I think that's kind of the funniest thing was, that's a whole lot of hype over a whole lot of nothing. I'm just kidding. No.
It was so good seeing the fireworks over the Magic Kingdom.
It was great. It was great seeing them up, but I find it so intriguing what really gets us really going as a Disney community.
Yeah.
but it was really good. I watched some of it live. I think I watched
Resort TV 1 last night.
I watched Resort TV 1 for just a few minutes and then went over and watched Tanya and pretty well stayed with Tanya. And then when they got out and started kind of watching
also.
Yeah. And because she got reservations.
I think the Contemporary was the best viewing area outside Magic Kingdom.
Oh yeah. Because Tanya, she got reservations at the California Grill. So she was eating, got like dessert type thing, and then went out closer to time. But, it was kind of funny because I finally just started watching something else because I was like, okay, I'm not just going to sit here and wait. so I go back. Hey, Mr. Fulton, good to see you. And welcome back in. And it was kind of interesting. I watched it and then went away and watched something else and then came back, and Tanya and then were walking through the parking lot, and I went, wait a minute, I missed something. So I rewound the video and I watched poof, 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 fast forward, fast forward, fast forward, fast forward, poof, poof, fast forward, fast forward, fast forward, poof. And I went, oh, that was exciting.
But the fireworks were amazing. One of them was the shape of a backwards Mickey.
Right. It's going to be really cool. It's just kind of funny that, we've missed this stuff for so long now that we're just going to grab for anything we can. I just love it. I love it. I love the passion in our community. Hey, Sailing Away with you. Hey, good to see you this afternoon. I just
Yeah,
love the
there was
passion.
I was say yeah, that was the second testing of fireworks. First was at Epcot, and then now it's at Magic
Yeah.
Kingdom.
Yeah,
So
Epcot was back
that
in
gives us a
September,
little hope that maybe the fireworks might not be out too far around the corner.
January. I think they'll
That's
start
what
back
I'm
in
thinking.
January. Yep. I really do. Um, I think we'll get through Christmas. We'll get through the holidays because the holidays are ending December 30th this year at Disney. They're not extending them into
Yeah,
January. So I think
they're not doing anything. I don't think they're going to do anything special this year for New Year's Day like
no.
they
Well,
normally will do.
you see what they did was they sent surveys to people that are staying on property to see if there was any special things that they would like to see happen for New Year's, and that's
I would
pretty
love to
much
see the
it.
fireworks.
Um, you know, I, I'm, I honestly think Disney's like the rest of people. Let's just get through the year. January 1st is a new start. And when they said
But I
that they
tell you
were
what,
cutting
though,
the holidays off at December 30th, they're like, we're done with, the holidays are over. I was like, yeah, they're ready to jump on into 2021. And I wonder if then we won't see some fireworks, something. Because you had
I can't
streamed
wait to see
from
what the
Universal, and Universal is starting back. And Disney's not going to let Universal get too far ahead. They're just not. They're not going to let Universal get too far ahead of them. Uh-oh. I'm losing you. I don't know if it's on my end or your end. Are you still there? Universal are following each other. When one brings us some normalcy, right? The other's quick to follow. Yeah, that's exactly right. Selling away. That is definitely what it seems like we're seeing. Okay, you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay, all right. You went digital on me, and then you sound like Darth Vader. But sailing away with T&K makes a good point. It says it seems like Disney and Universal are following each other. When one brings something of normalcy back, the other's quick to follow. And I must
I
say,
expect that to happen with Disney pretty soon.
Yep. And I must say, Universal seems to be leading the charge because they seem to be doing everything before Disney.
One of my supervisors at work works. She's like one highly ranked people at Disney, also, and she was telling me that the fireworks may not be as far off as we think it is.
Yeah, I don't think so. I honestly think January, and I can see where they could realistically do it. And honestly, with the way they're putting people on the streets now for the cavalcades, there is no social distancing whatsoever. None.
No.
And I mean, I think that they could do some roping, and they could rope some of that area so that people were spaced back toward the train station and do just fine. It'd just be a lot of rope, but rope you can rerun every time, just like they do with the parades, and do it that way. I personally think they could have done that most of this fall, but I know they've been waiting to see kind of what everything was doing.
Yeah, well, see, Universal has like spots where you can go, like here, like one part would be here, one part would be here. That's how they were social distancing everybody.
Okay. But you could really, I don't see why you couldn't make fireworks happen again at Disney by January. So hopefully that will. It was also good to hear that Remy's Ratatouille Adventure will be opening in 2021. Still
I think
kind of.
I think that's gonna be during the Arts Festival.
Yep, that's what I say. Yep.
Because there is rumor that it's going around that when D23 has a virtual event, which is Epcot, the Magic of Possibility, there might be an announcement for the opening date.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, agreed.
Because their main focus is going to be on Ratatouille.
Yes, that's right. Sailing Away said that I expected Disney to bring back the fireworks show since Universal has already brought back their nighttime show. Yeah, totally
I
agree.
agree. I agree.
Yep. And they've been a month apart. They've basically been a month apart on everything. And that's the reason why, I can see they invested the money and the energy to do the projections on the castle for Christmas, which I think, just from pictures I've seen are beautiful.
They're beautiful. I've
I
seen it in
honestly,
person, and the projections are beautiful.
people have asked me why they didn't put the lights back on it this year. I think that's twofold. One, I think it was a labor issue. And the second thing is they had just finished repainting that castle. They had just taken down all of those cranes. And I really think that they don't want to mess up that paint. I think that's a lot of it. They do not want to risk scarring that paint. So the best way to do that is to do something that's touch free, and that would be those projections. So I think it was a good call on Disney's part to do it this way, personally. I don't
Yeah, I
think the
do too.
projections. I don't think the projections really had. I mean, I think it had something to do um, with COVID, but I'm not so sure that they weren't going to do this
I
prior
don't
to
think it's
COVID.
everything with COVID. I don't
No,
think it's
I,
everything with COVID.
I think the projections are because they didn't want to put lights on the new paint job. I will say that unless I hear otherwise. I don't think the projections have anything to do with COVID
No.
because they had just finished the painting and they would have had to hung those lights. And there's too much that
Yeah.
can go bad, that can go wrong, and they want that castle to be as pretty as possible for the 50th. So
Have you
Destinations
seen pic-
Chronicles is in the house. Hey, welcome in.
have you seen the repainted toll plaza?
Yes, just pictures of it. Of course, I'll see it in person next week.
it
Woohoo! Can't wait.
looks amazing.
I love it. I just the pictures. I love it. I like that color scheme. I do. I think it looks really neat for the celebration of the 50th. I know there are a lot of
And
mixed reviews on the castle, but I absolutely love the castle.
Josh Amara also confirmed that there will be more plans for the 50th.
Yeah, he did. And that is really that's kind of surprising in one sense, but the fourth quarter was not quite as bad as they thought it was going to be. And so with that, I think it's given them a little bit more energy and a little bit more, pep to move forward with some of those projects. Well, the in the Space 220 restaurant, they did the look inside of that yesterday. That's going to be awesome. Wow.
Yeah, I cannot wait for that to open. I think that's gonna be opening really soon.
I do too. I do too.
Because there was a picture. They took some of the fencing down, and you can actually see
Yeah.
the new sign
Right. Right. Well, and then the IPA, they showed pictures inside of it, and we had never seen pictures
inside of it
inside of it. We
before.
had only seen the concept draw paintings, and it looks amazing.
I think I can realistically open up here in December.
Yeah, I do too. Now I don't see it. No, I don't see. I see it opening. I don't look for any of this to happen till January, after January. I really don't. I think they're going to keep this. I think they're going to keep it because they're going to continue to unveil a few Christmas things. I think. Now I may be totally wrong. This is total speculation, Greg. Total speculation. But I do know that they're going to be adding a few more things to Christmas as it approaches, and I think January is kind of the reset switch. I think that's when we'll start seeing these big things coming online. I really do.
You don't
Um,
think that there's a possibility that the Space C20 restaurant can open the same day as Ratatouille?
yeah, yeah, I could
That's a
see that.
possibility. I can see that.
I could see that. Sailing Away says, I think Disney has played it right, letting Universal put the foot in the water. We're returning first, then doing the same, but being better at it. I see DCL becoming the same with other cruise lines. I agree. I completely agree with Sailing Away. I look for the reason why Disney Cruise Line has still said, hey, we're not sailing for a little while, is they're going to let Carnival and Royal Caribbean and Princess, and those cruise lines get in the water first. Yep. Yep. I completely agree with that. We actually are going on a cruise next November on Carnival to Cozumel and Honduras next year with a group of our friends from up here, because cruising prices are really inexpensive right now. But Greg,
have you seen the pictures inside of the Star Wars Starship Cruiser?
No, I'm getting to that here in just a little bit. But going back to the restaurant, I agree with you. I could see them opening it and Remy at the same time, and that would kind of help disperse the crowd a little bit. Maybe I could see them doing something like that.
So can I. I can't wait for that creperie to open.
Oh, I love crepes. My family loves crepes. So yeah.
That's going to be an amazing addition.
It is. I'm more excited about it. Now, let me ask you another question, though, kind of about that. Why do you think, the news kind of broke that what they're building behind there on the American Experience side of Italy is a gelato place?
Yes.
Why did we think that was another gelato place was necessary? I don't know. I found that kind of interesting.
I had no idea. I had no idea.
I just found that kind of interesting.
I do too. And I know as soon as Ratatouille opens, I look for them to shut down Spaceship Earth and start the rehab.
Yep. I agree.
I hope it also means a green light soon for Mary Poppins attraction.
Well, did you see that they pulled electrical permitting on the ball?
Yes.
And that, that's probably that lighting that's going to be on it, because it looks like from the concept drawing that those are LEDs.
Yeah, they are.
So that's going to be kind of cool.
That will be cool.
Yeah,
definitely.
But kind of some controversial news, of course, continues, is when he said that they're going to fast track the Splash Mountain retheming.
Yes, I heard about that.
That always kind of gets a little bit of stir.
There's 4 things for a cast, right? They added a 5th element now, inclusion.
Yes. Right. Yeah. He says, to read what he says that there will be more to come for the new 5th key inclusion in the parks. And it's interesting that he said that in regards to Splash Mountain, that this represents transformative cultural change in regards to the upcoming changes in these projects. So to make them more inclusive. So
that's interesting.
That's very interesting, because inclusive means a lot in my mind. Yeah. Sailing Away says, because gelato is awesome. Yes, gelato is definitely awesome. It's just, I think there's a lot of gelato around here, around there.
Yeah, pretty much.
it just kind of struck me that kind of was this, big thing. But I guess it's going to be more kind of an artisan type gelato type idea.
That would be cool.
Yeah. I think if they did something kind of with it, maybe it's going to be interesting to see. I think it's going to be maybe more of a specialty type thing, kind of like the cookie place over at Disney Springs.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm wondering, if it's not going to be a little bit more of an artistic, maybe kind of souped up version of it, something. I don't know. But yes, I totally agree with Sailing Away. Gelato is awesome.
I can't wait for that new donut place to open in Disney Springs.
Oh, I know, right? Universal will have Voodoo, and we'll have what is it called? What is the new place called?
I
can't remember.
I can't remember either. I just went past it last night.
I can't remember. Oh, and the M&M store. That's coming.
That's going to be amazing.
That'll be fun. Those are always such fun stores. They're ridiculously expensive, but they're fun to go in.
Yeah, they are.
So it says, I'm okay with the retheming because it brings a flair of Disneyland's New Orleans area to Walt Disney.
But it does in Disneyland, but it does not make sense in Walt Disney World.
No, it doesn't make sense in Walt Disney World. No. I wish they would have
Disneyland I can see with New Orleans, but not Frontierland at Disney World.
No. I think Princess and the Frog could have been its own thing. I like the
I,
westward ho type idea that they were originally doing the concept for Splash Mountain. I really like that. That was
I
very
do.
that fits in that area. New Orleans does not fit in that area.
No, it
It's going to
doesn't.
be really
I
bizarre.
could see
It
that,
is
or
going
I
to
could
be
see
bizarre.
like something like Davy Crockett.
Yeah, it is going to be bizarre. The only thing I can think, if they eventually get to the point where they could tie, maybe even that's not going to work out
Well,
right. No, but
in
if they tied
Disneyland, though, Splash
the
Mountain is
riverboat,
not really in New Orleans. Actually, it's in Critter Country.
right? It's like if they could tie in the riverboat, maybe change what is it, Annie's place to, or Aunt Pearl's place to, like, Tiana's place, and come around the mountain. I don't know, maybe then, but just to have that theme New Orleans kind of in the middle of the Wild Wild West, it seems a little odd. But hey,
Yeah,
theming, you know, theming has kind of gone out the window in some aspects of Disney, unfortunately, on the parks anyway. So
yeah, like Guardians doesn't
Stealing
belong
Away
in that
says
ride.
I'm from Louisiana, so I'm biased. See, I love anything related to New Orleans. I love it. It just doesn't
New
fit
Orleans Square. I
there.
love New Orleans Square
Now,
or
see, if they would
Disneyland.
build an area like New Orleans Square at Walt Disney World at Magic Kingdom, that would be amazing. And I
Yes.
wouldn't even have a problem tying the riverboat into that instead of Mark Twain. I would not have a problem with that at all. But sticking Princess and the Frog in the middle of the Wild Wild West is just bizarre. But anyway, I digress. But yeah, the inclusion thing's going to be
See,
kind of
like
interesting.
Pirates Ride is at New Orleans Square in Disneyland, but it's in Frontierland at Walt Disney World.
Right.
How does that make sense?
Exactly. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. Um, did you see the new campaign?
Yes,
There's a great big beautiful tomorrow. The whole when
I
you're ready
actually like it.
campaign, huh?
I actually like it.
You know what I thought about when I heard that was you.
What
You have become so famous on YouTube, man. They took your tagline.
they did.
They did. They took your tagline, dude. You rock.
What can I say?
When I read that, I went, that is literally Greg's tagline. Whenever it was like, it was like when they said, after all, tomorrow, what is it? Tomorrow is just a dream away. I'm like, that is literally what they said on this campaign.
Yeah.
I'm like, that is definitely Greg. Man, you know what? You are officially a YouTube influencer.
Pretty much.
If you're like me, you'll take it where you can get it, my brother. You'll take it where you can get
that's right.
Silly Destination Chronicle says, but the Haunted Mansion in Disneyland is Southern Mansion, and the rats to Tom Sawyer Island is down there too. It's an easy blend into it. Yep, it is. It would be a much easier blend into that on that corner. Yeah, you could really kind of make that work. You could make that work if you kind of transition that corner. So it's going to be interesting to see. Sailing Way says, agreed. Destination Chronicles also, they'll have a good Cajun restaurant to go with Princess and the Frog. Oh, Tiana's place. They're already talking about
That would be
Tiana's
amazing.
Place. Yep, that would be awesome. I think Tiana's place on the rivers of America.
That fits.
I'm saying, right?
That would fit perfectly.
It would, overlooking the rivers of America and have the steamboat. Oh, the battle boat. Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Now you can do that. So Disney, if you're listening to all 5 of us, that's what we think you should definitely do something like that. That would be awesome. And to have a really good Cajun restaurant, that would be amazing. It would definitely get my vote. And that would probably be where you would see me most every time I was at Magic Kingdom. Not so my family, but you would definitely see me. Did you see that I just called this that the Janitors are moving to the Mill Stage?
Yes.
At Epcot? Yeah. The Mill Stage just has an identity crisis, doesn't it?
It does.
I don't know. See, I always liked the log rolling show. I know it was corny, but that is that is just quintessential Canadian. Is running those logs. I like that, and we have log lumberjacks that come to a big festival that we have up here. I love watching them on those things. I mean, do all those different competitions. I think it's a blast. I thought that fit really well, and then they got these different music groups, and I don't know, it never really caught my attention much. So now the Jameters are there. I love the Jameters.
They're amazing.
Yeah, they are awesome. I uploaded a video a couple
I
weeks
hope
ago of
next
them when
I
we were
hope
there
next
last
year they
time.
bring back Candlelight Processional.
Yeah, they will. They will.
That's such a beautiful show.
I really think they will, because that drew in not only a lot of existing crowd, but that brought in a lot of people from the area to spend an evening at Disney. So I think it was a good for their profit margin, because the parents had to pay to get in. I mean, they had to pay to get in. So
Yeah.
Um,
It's such a beautiful. I went to see Neil Patrick Harris last year, and it was just amazing.
yeah, we were there for crime. What's his name? Yeah. Oh, Lands. His name just escaped me. Oh, my lands. I can't remember his name. Anyway, if you check out the video uploaded last year, he's there.
It's amazing.
Who was the other guy? Who was one of the other guys who was there? Oh, he's a really famous guy too. Oh, my lands. I can't remember.
Just like when they do bring back the fireworks at Epcot, they should bring back Epcot Forever before they debut Harmonious and give that show a send off.
I love Epcot Forever.
I love the music. The music is amazing.
It is. I have been on a listen to the land kick this week. I cannot tell you how many times I've listened to the song "Listen to the Land" this week. I wish they would bring that back to the land. That was such a great song. It was an educational song. It was just a fun song. I wish they'd bring that one back. Also, the Yorkshire County Fish Shop is now open 7 days a week, which I was glad to hear, because I missed that every time I was at Epcot.
I do too. I miss that. I love it.
I went both times since COVID, and it was closed both times, because it closed at like 2:00 in the afternoon. And so I always missed it. So I'm glad to hear that it's open back up. Although we won't make it thanks to the limited number of reservations we can make, even though we are platinum pass holders.
But I won't. And I got asked if I made my reservation for the 50th, and I'm thinking, why would I make that reservation so far ahead when I only have 3?
You're shut down for the whole year.
Exactly.
Right. I mean, yeah. Well, this is good news, not bad news. Also, the troll horn is back at Norway. At the Kringla Bakery. I love the troll horn. Although they got rid of Susie's favorite cheesecake thing, the apple thing. The canopy is going up.
There it is.
I have a question for you. What do you think that they, I keep hearing that they're going to get the canopy up, and then they're going to postpone construction for a while. Do you see that happening, or do you think they're going to say, maybe let's keep moving forward with it?
I think they're going to keep moving forward with it.
I think so too. That's what I have in my mind. A lot of, including myself, I've even thought about it may run into 2022, which July of 2022, I think it's July, is the 40th anniversary of Tron, of the movie release of Tron. Yeah, and see, okay, with you talking about the facade there at Guardians of the Galaxy, it does kind of make me wonder, though, if they would divert manpower from Tron, get the canopy up, divert manpower from Tron to Guardians of the Galaxy, because with them releasing the ride vehicle this week, a better, and the test run of it, they did the test run footage. Also, with the fact that they're going to be, according to Lex Luthor, yeah, according to our wonderful chairman, they're going to be able to resume filming, and they're going to start filming Guardians of the Galaxy. that we'd had the video segments for that new ride. I wonder if maybe they think that they could get it done faster than they could get Tron done, because there's still a lot of work that has to be done to Tron other than just the canopy.
Canopy.
Yeah,
Canopy is.
I mean, just a thought.
That would be that is a good thought that it might happen. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, you know, when we were on with Disney Nerd Herders, when we were on their show, and they always ask everybody, when do we think Tron will open? And I keep saying July of 2022, simply because that's the 40th anniversary of the movie release of Tron. So that's kind of the number the date I keep throwing out. I just don't know if it's going to be a 50th. I just don't know if it's going to be a 50th thing.
Probably not the way it is right now. No.
Yeah. I could see us celebrating the 50th of Walt Disney World for 18 months.
However, I do think we could see something else opening in the Magic Kingdom again within the next year. The train.
Yes, absolutely.
I think the train will be running again.
And I'm wondering if that's why they're not trying to get so much done on the exterior part there of Tron, so that the train can get moving again. Because the train helps to spread out the crowd. I mean, you know, every element you add, if you add Lion King, you know, Festival Lion King back to Epcot, you are pulling 200 plus people out of the mix for a half hour. You know, anytime, the more they can add those things, they can really kind of eke up the park capacity and it not feel quite so congested. But as long as stuff is still shut down, it does start making that park feel very congested if you're very sensitive to being near people right now, you know, really close to people right now. Hey, Lori Jean, good to see you this afternoon. And she says, hi, Greg.
Hi, Lori.
Now, you and I talked about this, but not together on camera. But we had said all along that the park capacity was more than 25% way back.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, now, when it first reopened, it wasn't.
Right, definitely. When we went in July, it was definitely that. When we went in October, it was definitely not that.
No. I think it's 35%. I think they just kept quiet.
Okay. Greg, when has Disney always been openly honest with anybody? Okay.
They never have.
Right, exactly. So when they kept
even though Bob Chapek went on camera and said Disney World is still capped at 25%. He went on camera and said that.
I know. And then turned right around and said, no, we've been operating at 35%. Well, you know,
during the week, but during the weekends, it's way more than that.
Yeah. Well, and I know it's going to be crazy next week. It's always crazy during the holidays. But I'll take a crazy 35 or 40% over a crazy 100%.
Yeah.
You and I have been there at 100%, haven't we, brother?
Yes. I remember last New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve. Oh, man. Well, let's see. We were together New Year's Eve and New Year's Eve, and it was shoulder to shoulder both times.
Yes. But the fireworks that night was amazing.
Yes, that is for sure. I've got to go on chat. Okay, so
they have a picture of the M&M store, by the way.
Yeah, I saw that. Hey, Jeffrey, good to see you. Destination Chronicle says, I wish we could do 25%. We're at 0% Disneyland, but California is spiking usually right now. I know, and it's back
to cold purple now.
I know, but you know, Newsom has set those parameters to where what is like 1 in 100,000? It's ridiculous. I mean, how can you possibly move through the levels? California is spiking, but Florida right now is on an uptick again as well. We're back to hitting around the 6,000 and 7,000 cases a day. You know,
but I don't see us shutting. I don't think we're going to shut down again.
No, I do not see. No,
and I hope we don't.
No, we don't need to. We don't need to. We do not need to shut down. That, you know, it's kind of bizarre it's kind of one of these weird things. It would be almost like a good sociology experiment. And I know some have already kind of done this with like Chicago. Chicago has been on lockdown. Chicago has had mask enforcement, yet Chicago has the highest levels per capita in the country. So you have to ask yourself, are some areas, some regions just going to be more prone to it? I don't know. It makes you wonder. There's still so much we do not know about that virus yet that I don't know.
Well, they said that they found a second vaccine that is more effective.
Yeah, it's more effective, and it can be delivered at your pharmacy rather than being delivered in a hospital environment. They're calling it more user friendly. The new vaccine is more user friendly.
That is really good news.
That's very good news. But then that begs the question: who's going to run out and get it? Who's going to be the first set of guinea pigs?
I'm just ready for all this to be over and go back to normal.
No kidding. Destination Chronicle says even in rural areas here in California, most of the state is in the top tier. I personally have 2 friends diagnosed just this week. We've had 20, 30, we've had 35 in our church that have tested positive with it.
I know somebody on YouTube's his wife has COVID. Ralph, you remember Ralph Strucking, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
His wife has tested positive for COVID.
But is she symptomatic?
I have no idea.
Yeah, see, that's one of the things that we're finding here. We had one of the ladies in our church. She's about my age, and she tested positive. She had like a head cold. She tested positive. Her whole family was in quarantine for 2 weeks. None of them ever tested positive. Yet they all live in the same house.
Wow.
But they all had quarantine for 2 weeks. And we see a lot of that here. We see a lot of the positive. We see positives, but we don't see a lot of the symptoms.
They might be false positives then.
I know. It's so bizarre. Our county actually has the highest pediatric infection rate right now in the state, which is real encouraging, especially considering our schools, which is where my wife teaches, is in full throttle mode. There are no masks, nothing in our area. Wow. There are no mandates whatsoever.
There's no mandates in the state.
No,
we're under phase 3. There is still here in Osceola County. There's still a mandate.
Right. So you guys have had a county mandate. We have no mandate. We have no state. We have no county. We have no city.
And Disney still is mandating masks as well.
Mm-hmm. I do not look for masks to go anywhere for a long time.
Unfortunately, no. That's just the reality of the situation.
Yep. I look for it to eventually we will probably within the next year. But, a lot of people are like, come New Year's, we're going to throw our masks in the air and it's all going to be over. Well, that's not going to happen.
No, you can't take a magic wand and wish it all away.
Jeffrey said he wonders how much it will cost. Supposedly, it should be free. I'm hearing that the flu vaccine will be free. Part of the monies that were originally released in the CARES Act was to cover not only the production of it, but the free distribution of it. So
it should be free.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it should be. So anyway, and of course that is going to be a huge game changer. I'm hoping that will be a big game changer for California because right now, like Destination Chronicle said, right now Disneyland. I mean, there's nobody knows. There's no end in sight for Disneyland.
I just hope that they can get that open soon. I really do. I feel so bad for them.
I do too. Yeah, I do too because it's and Disney is shown over and over and over here in Florida that they can do this. I mean, I feel safer. Even back in October, I felt safer at Disney than I do at our Publix or our Walmart. Because I'm not kidding you, where we live, it is like the wild, wild west up here. It is like no holds barred. I mean, you walk into a place, I'm usually the only one, maybe maybe somebody else in a mask. You go into our schools, there are no masks. You go into our government buildings, there are no masks. You go into our restaurants, there are no masks. It's crazy. So, my wife is they're close to 1,000 people. There are close to 1,000 people in her building, and probably only about 2% of them wear masks.
Wow.
It's just up here. It's like, oh, you're fine. You're fine. Nobody really, and I know people have died from it. I personally know people have died from it. I have a fellow that's been a friend of our family all my life. He is very sick with it down in Gainesville right now. May very well die from it. He's an older gentleman. It's sad because it is definitely a reality, but we have to also keep moving forward as well.
Exactly.
So
it's nice to have the places like Disney open to escape from reality.
Yes. Destination Chronicle said, masks made through Teespring. People always ask me what my mask says, and then I hand them a business card. That's a great idea. Are you going to have masks made, Greg? I thought about it.
I'm thinking about it, yeah, because I do have a Teespring store. I don't push them.
I've thought about it. Yeah, I have a Teespring. I've never really published it, but we've done some stuff on Teespring for different things. But yeah, that's interesting. But yeah, I'm just glad that we're finally hearing, like yesterday, we were hearing some good news. Of course, I know the thing you were most excited about, though.
What's that?
The Galactic Star Cruiser.
No. No, the thing I'm most excited about is the fireworks.
No, man, come on, you got to be excited about the Galactic Star Cruiser.
You might be. I'll tell you what.
What relative?
If I'm excited about Star Cruiser, then you're most excited about this year Tron or Guardians of the Galaxy. The fact that you're gonna hopefully ride the
that would have to die for me to be able to afford to stay at the Galactic.
I'll tell you what, though. Have you seen the ride vehicles for Spider-Man?
Yes,
they look amazing.
That is crazy technology. That is.
I can't wait to ride that over there at California Adventure.
Man, I know. If you guys have not seen that ride vehicle, that is really cool. But see, I just thought that, you were already, I was thinking, you're probably going to be one of the first to book the Galactic Star Cruiser, man. I just thought that's all Greg right there.
No, not anytime soon.
You don't know, it's an inside joke with Greg, is that Greg is like myself. Of all the things that they green lighted to move forward with, in light of everything else, why in the world something that very few people are going to be able to afford to stay in?
Exactly.
I mean, it's going to be,
if I was Disney, I would have greenlighted the entire Epcot project.
Yes. Okay, I go back to my original thought. They should have kept Epcot closed. They could have kept World Showcase open and just let you come through the back end. Close that entire front off and finished it up. Or at least got it to where you could walk through the park, because now it is just ridiculous walking through Epcot. It is. It's Walcott, and it's not very magical when you see these buildings that look like they've been blown up. It's like debris is everywhere, and I know you can only hide so much, and it's like, come on. It's like, I wish they would have done that, But anyway, I digress.
I can't wait to see the fountain, the classic Epcot fountain.
Rumor has it that the walls may be coming down within the next 2 weeks.
That would be awesome.
It would be awesome if they were down by Thanksgiving, even though we're not going to be at Epcot. But it would be really cool if they would come down in the next week. But I'm hearing 2 weeks.
That would be awesome.
I've heard, and that would be really, really cool.
I mean, I love that fountain.
Yes. Oh, that is
classic Epcot.
Yes.
All the way.
Yes. It would cost, going back to the Star Cruiser, it would cost my family over $10,000 to stay there.
Yeah, that shouldn't have been green lighted. I'm sorry.
That is insane.
Now I can see now I can see the 2 projects in California being green lighted. But Star Wars Starship Cruiser, no. It should have been Epcot all along.
Yeah.
Because that should have been the center. That's the centerpiece of the 50th.
Yes. Well, it kind of was looking like the centerpiece of the 50th, which was always kind of weird to me because I'm like, really, I kind of see Magic Kingdom to be the centerpiece of the 50th. That's just
that is the 50th
that
right
is
there.
The 50th. Not Epcot, but Epcot is Chapek's baby. So it really surprised me that he still has tabled so much of Epcot.
Yeah.
But anyway, but I'm hoping that we'll see.
I'm still hoping they still move forward with that Mary Poppins attraction.
I do too.
I think they should. Because when World Showcase was constructed, they had places where each land where countries are where you can build your own attraction.
That's cool.
And they never did it because of the money.
Huh. Wow. You know,
I mean, you look at each country and you can actually put an attraction within each of them. Just like they did with Mexico, just like they did with Norway, and soon with France.
The idea they had for the Switzerland pavilion was crazy.
That was crazy.
I mean, that would have been awesome. I mean, it would, but the Swiss government never really kind of came to an agreement. Kind of like Africa, that kind of happened with the Africa.
There was even rumors of Brazil.
Oh, I am convinced that was supposed to have happened because last year at D23, you were there. There were people with buttons. Welcome to Brazil. I mean, there were people promoting Brazil and Brazilian culture, and then all of a sudden it wasn't announced. And there were a lot of people really wondering, why wasn't there a Brazilian pavilion announced at D23 last year? Hey, Jarefoot Adventures is in the house. Fred is in the house. So a lot of people were wondering about that, and I am too. Is that going to be a reality?
I think it will be eventually.
But then we're going to add gelato to Italy.
That doesn't make sense.
It really doesn't. I mean, it really doesn't.
I would love to see for Italy. I would love to see a Lady in a Tramp type attraction at Italy.
Yeah. Agreed.
Just like Germany would be perfect for your Pinocchio or a Snow White attraction.
Pinocchio is Italy. Pinocchio is Italy.
I thought that was Germany.
No. A lot of people think Pinocchio is German. Actually, Pinocchio is Italian.
I didn't know that.
Yep. As a matter of fact, that was one of my trivia questions the other night, and I had everybody stumped but one person. That because most people think it's Germany, but it's actually Italy. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was Germany.
Nope. And but there's so much that you could do. It'd be neat to have, like, the original idea is that, like you said, that every country had an attraction to it. That would be so cool.
Yeah, because each of them was given an expansion pad right behind it.
Right. Yep. Yeah,
that was the original concept for it, but it never came to fruition because the Epcot cost was going up and up and up. It was up to $1 billion.
Well, and originally you had all the countries sponsoring, and then over the years the countries started backing out, so Disney had to pick it up. Well, just like Morocco, Disney has just had to basically pick up Morocco. Now, Morocco's still going to be a consultant, but as far as the day-to-day money operation, it's going to come right out of Disney.
Mm-hmm.
So, when that happens, it definitely cuts back on stuff tremendously. Destination Chronicle says a Brazilian pavilion is a tongue twister. Yes, it is. The Brazilian pavilion.
Yes, sure is.
But but I know the Switzerland pavilion, they were going to have a sled ride, run just like out at Disneyland.
There was even talk about a roller coaster, like a mountain.
It was going to be the mountain. It was going to be the same. Yeah, it was. What is it? The Matterhorn. It was going to be
like the one at Disneyland.
Matterhorn is what they were calling it, the East Coast Matterhorn, and
I'm glad it never came to fruition because I think the Matterhorn Disneyland should stay as original.
Yeah. I think It's been kind of interesting. One of the things too, though, that they were going to do at the Switzerland Pavilion that I thought was really cool, is that one of the gift shops there was going to sell all hand carved wooden things.
Oh, that would be awesome.
That would have been great. I'd have been all over that. I mean, that was one of the specialty stores was going to be those hand carved wooden things, and
Ooh,
that would have
that
been
would
really
be
neat.
amazing.
Yeah, that would have been really neat. But it just didn't come to fruition. Lori French says, "Hey, Mickey sightings and Expedition Greg, it was 35% when we were there on July 14th." Yep. Yeah, I would not be Lori. I'm telling you, we were there. We were there when it was in July, but it was bare bones. But it has picked up considerably. And watching some of the streams, like I was watching a stream, well, not a stream, I just saw a picture. I guess it was on Instagram, maybe, or maybe it was on YouTube. I don't know. But it was, one of the cavalcades, a part of it coming through. It was just a picture of it. And man, it looked like if you didn't see masks on people, it looked like a shot from last year. I'm just like, wow. So
yeah,
we've definitely going to make sure we have plenty of hand sanitizer and our masks and everything as we're down there hanging out with you, which Greg and I and our family and Greg will be hanging out on Thanksgiving, as well as Disney Nerd Herders. Charlie and Stacy will all be at Magic Kingdom on Thanksgiving Day, which is going to be really cool.
That will be. That's going to be a lot of fun.
I cannot believe that we actually got a Liberty Tree Tavern reservation.
I know you guys did. I wasn't unable to.
Dude, we tried every day, multiple times a day for 2 solid months. And when they had that glitch last week, which I've given you my theory on that they're adding restaurant space. They're just not telling people. It crashed the system. That's the reason why 2 days later, all these reservations started popping open. And that's when we got ours for Liberty Tree. Don't get me started on Newsom, Lori French says. Don't get me started on Newsom.
It'll be like, just don't get started about Bob Chapek either.
I know, right?
Fire Chapek.
Hashtag fire Chapek. Yeah, I agree, Lori. We wondered.
That's why I don't think I can ever.
Good news.
I don't think I would ever become media for Disney.
Right. I kind of shared a little bit of that the other day. That's kind of one of the problems about having a media pass is you're at their mercy because they will pull your pass.
Well, we know a few people that has it.
Yeah, and we know people who have had theirs pulled too.
Yes, we do.
We actually know a really large streamer couple that had theirs pulled.
Yeah, we do.
But it wasn't for what they were saying about Disney. It was what they were doing out and about. But Tom with Walt Disney World News Today is very open about it, that they pulled theirs because they try to be fair and balanced. And Disney doesn't like fair and balanced.
No, they don't. They don't.
And they pulled their press. Yeah, they pulled their press. But, so unfortunately, what begins to happen is people who are really trying to make a living on it have to almost be like ad agencies. They're like a free ad agency for Disney, because if they're not,
once you grant media, you can't speak your mind.
No, you're done. You're done speaking your mind. They will pull your pass faster than you can blink. Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have no doubt
they're watching.
Oh yeah, they've got teams assigned to social media. I mean, and they watch social media like crazy. Now Mickey sightings. We hardly have 1,000 subscribers. They care less about me. But now, like you're in the double digits. I would not be surprised that you don't have somebody watching you. It would not surprise me.
No, and that goes to show you never know who's watching the bushes either.
No, that's right. I mean, you never know, even like right now, who's watching. The reality is, but I want to be able to, this is the way I look at it. Number one, I have freedom of speech. But the other thing is, when you truly love something, you want to see it do the best it can be. You be the best it can be and do the right thing. So sometimes that is, according to Walt Disney himself, from the very words of Walt Disney himself, those are called hard truths. They may be
Exactly.
hard, and
I
they
mean,
may
you can love something, but you
deal
can
with.
also be the biggest critic of it.
Yes,
You do not have to agree with everything they do.
right. Hey, Mouse Talk's in the house too. Good to see Mouse Talk. Good to see Walt.
Hey, Walt.
YouTubers
Good
are
to
free
see you.
advertising Disney. That's right. It's advantage for them to allow folks to stream and blog there. Absolutely, it is, and you're absolutely
Exactly.
right. It is. It's free, and that is one of the things where which Universal having everything so proprietary is that you can't stream at Universal. It's like, my goodness, do what Disney does. It is free advertising. You're absolutely right.
I mean, I stream from Universal.
Yep. Yep, you have, but you can't on rides. I mean, it's like
On,
Walt.
on certain rides, you can.
Certain rides you can.
There's certain ones you can.
That is true. But I take like Walt. He was at the park last week. He was able. He did a marathon. He could hit whatever it is that he wanted, and that's awesome. Odessa Chronicle says, well, the one thing about Disneyland is that the walkways are narrower and there are more attractions crammed in small space. I think the Disneyland should open, but it will be more difficult than Walt Disney World. Yeah, I agree. It would definitely be more difficult, but it's manageable. I believe that.
I mean, I think they can open California Adventure because California Adventure is more spacious.
And Walt makes a good point. Remember, though, there's perception and there's reality. How we perceive Disney isn't always the reality, and that is true. And that's with anything. And that is with anything. Yeah. Then, unfortunately, the problem is that a lot of times people's perception is their reality, and you're always battling that. And I'll always tell people, I can't help what people perceive things to be because I can't get around with a screwdriver in their head, right? But I know Walt, he and Melissa, you guys, hopefully we'll be able to catch up with you guys next week.
They are amazing. Walt and Melissa are amazing.
They are, and you guys got down there to Orlando and are just doing the thing. And your channel's really growing. It's great to see what's happening there on your channel. So I think everybody knows Mouse Talk, but if you do not know Mouse Talk, or
definitely check them out. They are amazing.
Or Barefoot Adventures,
they have really grown. Mouse Talk has really grown, and they're just awesome.
Yeah, Walt, you guys have like a little over 5,000 subscribers now. I think it is something like that.
It's crazy because I remember when they were at 1,700 at one point. And
oh yeah,
5,000. It's wow.
I remember when we were all kind of. Well, he started before we did, but we were on a chat together and we were talking about lighting and cameras and, what would work and what wouldn't work. And that was a lot of fun. I mean, it's kind of like, I remember when, that is awesome. That is awesome. But yeah, there are such amazing people in this community. I mean, there really are. And, but, I think we all have to also give our opinions too. I think that's always good. I think I know as a manager, I need to hear what's good, but I also need to hear what's bad, because if I don't know what's bad with the product,
how are you going to fix it?
Then how are you going to fix it? Right. So you have to definitely have a balance. That's for sure. And so I'm like you, I don't think in light of the way things have gone in recent days.
You always go what works.
Right. I wouldn't want to be.
If it works, don't fix it.
Right. I would not want to have a press pass with the way it is going now, because there just is not room for criticism right now for some odd reason.
Exactly.
Yeah. Whereas in the past there was more.
I mean, there's pros and there's cons of having a press pass.
Yep. Yeah, a definite pro is you get to go into all the cool things before everybody else does, right?
Exactly.
But then by the same token,
and you get to ride like the newer rides before the public does.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And you get to meet celebrities, and you get to go all the cool grand openings.
Yeah, that's right. But I would want to do that, but I would also want to be able to give my opinion.
Because I can be able to do that.
Right. Because if it's my channel and it's my vlog, then I also have my opinion, and it's one of the things, though, I'm hoping doesn't happen. And I'm just throwing this out there, and this may not be real popular, but because vlogging in the parks is becoming such a thing, and I have read in chats and I've read in comments on videos that people are getting a little aggravated with vloggers talking on rides, talking during concerts, talking, just basically, they're there to enjoy it with their family, and the vlogger is there kind of talking over everything to their phone or their camera. And I've seen a lot more of that lately, of those kind of things coming through. And I just hope that we don't get, that Disney doesn't say, start putting restrictions on that.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, too, the music is copyrighted.
Yeah. Everything.
That's part of the reason.
Yep. It
why
was
they have to talk over the.
It was crazy that even like last year, during the fireworks for 4th of July, even though all Independence Day music is, it's not, it's free. I can play it at church, I can stream it at church, and I have a problem with it. But whenever our cameras caught it, I got a copyright claim.
Just wait till you get monetized. I mean, wait till you get monetized. You will see it. Like when you get back home from the parks or whatever, copyright claim. This is copyrighted.
Oh, I get copyright, Greg. I get copyright claims. I got a feed last week shut down here at my house.
Wow.
And I'm not even monetized. I had to start the thing all over again. And the reason was I had played a little intro part to the old mill, because it was the old mill's anniversary. Mm-hmm. Shut the stream down.
That's crazy.
I never got a claim. I never got anything other than a, well, you've been shut down. Basically, I'm like, good grief. I didn't think, I mean, it's like, I was trying to stay within that few seconds rule, but evidently I went over. But it was my bad. I mean, it was my bad. I take full responsibility for it, but it's just like, man, it's just like those algorithms just catch it in a heartbeat.
It do. That's why, in my opinion, it's getting harder to stream in the parks, because you don't want to talk to the music, but then again, if you don't, then there's a copyright.
Right.
What do you do?
Destination Chronicle says I often just do voiceovers with YouTube music, and that's how I do. And that's how I had done our hotel reviews. I just did voiceovers. And one of the things about, like, say, YouTube music, some of the music I've used on our channel is music that I have bought, and it still gets a copyright claim. And I've bought it. It's royalty-free music, or it's through a music service that I have actually subscribed to, and I still get the copyright claim. Oh, Greg, the light's got you looking like you're...
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't see you anymore, brother. You've disappeared on it. Nope. Yeah. Still can't see you.
There we go.
There you go. Yeah, nope. Yeah, there you go. But Lori French said she agrees. Would love to have a Mary Poppins attraction. That would be awesome.
Yeah. I hope it goes through. I really do.
I do too. Which I guess we kind of had learned right before COVID that it looked like it's going to be a merry-go-round, or a carousel. Is what it's going to be. It's pretty much what everybody is saying at this point. So, yeah. But it will be neat just to have the facade and everything change there. I love it.
I do too. And I mean, I think that it's been long overdue for Mary Poppins, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I agree completely. But, that's another thing that, I'm getting cued by Rebecca. She's cueing me that we have to leave. We have a meeting to go to. So I got to get off my stream. But, so anyway, Greg, thank you.
You're welcome.
Our discussion today. I want to thank Destination Chronicles and Lori French and Mouse Talk. And who else we have in here? Fred with Barefoot Adventures. Great channels in here today. Sailing Away with T&K has been in with us today. Jeffrey Resendez was in here with us today. Let's see who else
Mr.
we have.
Fulton was here.
Yep, Mr. Fulton's been in here today. So I just want to thank you guys for hanging out with us, and hopefully we will see all this good news and all this stuff when we're down next week, and we'll do a little bit of streaming and that. Destination Chronicle says Disneyland has a horse dedicated to Mary Poppins. Yes, that is correct.
That's correct.
Speaking of horses, one of the places I would really like to go, Greg, is the ranch.
Yes, I've actually Fort Wilderness is amazing.
Maybe we should try to do that this trip.
Maybe we should.
Maybe think about doing that.
I love Fort Wilderness.
Oh, I do too. Well, I want to go see the decorations anyway, and that's Susie's favorite resort is Fort Wilderness, is Wilderness Lodge.
Definitely.
So Lodge and then go to Fort Wilderness. Yeah, let's do that. Let's put that on our list.
That would be awesome.
And we'll go over to the ranch, and we can stream from the horse over there.
And you can see decorations to the RV campers.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That'll be a lot of fun. Oh, are you going to try to make it over to Give Kids the World, over to the village? Are you going to be able to do that, you think?
Yes. I'm going to try to do it next weekend, next Saturday.
Cool. Awesome.
Because I'm only like 2 minutes away from it. I see it every morning.
You see it every morning?
Yes. It's amazing. Awesome. The lights are amazing.
I've watched some of the streams there, and of course, there have been a couple.
I'm going to stream that, and also I'll be streaming from SeaWorld here pretty soon too, because they're going to have their Christmas celebration.
I love Christmas at SeaWorld. I was saying that last night. That one of my favorite places for Christmas is SeaWorld. It is.
I love it. I even streamed from it last year, if you remember.
Yeah, I do. I remember that. And we haven't been to SeaWorld in a couple years. We had been annual pass holders for like several years. And then as Rebecca got older, we went more to Disney. And Susie gets in free to SeaWorld because she's a teacher. And they're doing a discount right now on SeaWorld tickets. I don't know if you saw that, but
yes.
Black Friday type thing. And yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. It's like 65% off. Yes,
I still get the fun. I have the fun card still. That's good till New Year's Eve for this year. And so I'm hoping they have another fun card where it's guarantees all next year.
You know, SeaWorld does it right. I love the way SeaWorld does their passes. They're one of the, you know what, when we had annual passes with SeaWorld, I knew I could get in, I could park, I got a discount on merchandise regardless of where I bought it, and I got a discount on food regardless of where I bought it. It was so cut and dry. And I'm like, why can't Disney be more like that?
The same way.
Well, that's true.
Universal the same way with their annual passes. You can get food, you can get discounts on anywhere and all the food, regardless of where you go on the property.
Now, Lori French says no, November 7th through the 14th. Was that the sale on the SeaWorld passes? Is that what she's talking about? I wonder. I just saw it last night. Susie had shown it to me that.
I think that's the day she went down, I think.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's when Lori was there. That's right. Yes, you're right. That's when Lori was there, the 7th through the 14th. So Florida residents right now is save up to 40% at SeaWorld. But yeah, I love SeaWorld. We went to SeaWorld a lot more than we ever went to Walt Disney World. Like I said, we just started going to Disney World as Becca got older because there was more to do. But we love it. So we're definitely going to be doing it.
It's a nice little alternative to Disney.
Yeah, it is. I love it. I love it. And Lori says, we just returned Saturday. That's right. They sure did. They sure did. Well, Lori, we will be returning Saturday after next. So my brother, Greg is my brother. And
my brother as well.
I appreciate you very much. And I'm sure we'll chat and see each other before we're down there. But our plan is we will see you in person on Thanksgiving Day.
Most definitely. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It is. It is. Well, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. And let's see what we got coming up. Tomorrow night, we're going to be doing a birthday party for Mickey. It is Mickey and Minnie's 92nd birthday tomorrow. So we're going to have kind of a surprise birthday party. We're going to do some Mickey Mouse trivia and some other games and things. Just going to have a good time. We're going to start that at 8:15 tomorrow night. So if you don't have other obligations or things, come hang out with us here at Mickey Sightings. It'll be me and my wife Susie and my daughter Becca, and we'll be celebrating Mickey and Minnie's 92nd birthday. So come out and hang with us. Again, that's tomorrow night here at Mickey Sightings at 8:15 p.m. All right. Love you guys. Appreciate you so much. Thank you for all your support out there. Thank you for hanging out with us today as we talked about the good news going on at Walt Disney World. So awesome to hear that a lot of the shows that are right now that are shuttered are going to be coming back, hopefully in the very near future, and all kinds of new stuff that's moving forward at Walt Disney World. So you guys have a blessed day, and we will see you real soon. But never lose sight of this one thing. It was all started by a mouse. Bye.